Alrighty, and welcome to another update from NateChrony. Got something a little different today. We've got an AirSoft software version for the NateChrony. So this is purely a different version of the software that works on the existing NateChronies. It can work both on the standard or also the mini. I dare say the AirSofters are probably going to go for the mini. It's smaller, it's more compact, your velocities are lower, it does everything the standard does. And also your BBs are not too big for the mini version. But yeah, we can do it on either version. So air gunners, you want to test velocities, do tuning, things like that. There's also airsofters that do the same thing. There's power limits on the fields. There's a lot of tuning, things like rate per second, shot rate per second as well, rounds per second down. So we've released a version of software that is tailored towards the airsofters. So it's got a few different features. It's got all the accuracy, all the performance of a NateChrony, just making it a little bit more easy to use for an airsoft application. So come on in and we're going to go through the features of the airsoft version of the NateChrony software. We'll go through it. Alrighty, so we're now going to have a look at the airsoft version of the software. Just quickly, the Wi-Fi, nothing has changed from the current version 3.4 software. So you've got a password if you want to put a password on the Chrony itself. If you want to connect to an existing Wi-Fi access point, SSID and the password there, nothing changes from the Wi-Fi setup. So if we go back to the shoot screen, we can see that we've got the speed is always in feet per second. The power is always in joules. Odd, but airsofters love to mix it up, symmetric and imperial. We then have a rate of fire, so the rounds per second. Below that, you've got your shot count. We've then got the description or the comment. Again, if you're doing some testing, some tuning work, different power settings, you can write that in, do your test, email it, save it, print it, do whatever you need to do so you know what you were testing at that time. We then have the current BB weight. That's in grams, so currently 0.2 grams. Then you've got 4 buttons to quickly adjust that weight. You can go up 0.1 of a gram, down 0.1, up 1/100th of a gram, and down 1/100th of a gram. There are also 4 quick set weights that you can pre-configure. So if you've got common weights that you always use, or you're a ref, you want to do some testing before people walk onto the field, you can set those different BB weights here. So to quickly change it to whatever weight that you're going to test. As per the typical NateChrony, when you change the BB weight, it is in effect from the next shot onwards, and it does not apply previous. So if you test 5 people using a pellet weight, BB weight of 0.2 grams, and then you change to 0.3, the recording, the data from the original 0.2 grams is going to remain the same. It's not going to change that. So really easy. Test 5 guns at this weight, this weight, this weight, this weight. See all the results. Excellent. Everyone's happy. You've then got your typical statistics section for your current shot string. So we have the speed, the power, and the rate of fire. I'll just do a quick series of shots. Okay. Alrighty, so we just did a series of 10 shots at 1,000 feet per second, and we can see spread of 0, everything was bang on 1,000. We've got the power there, and we've got the rate of fire. And that's for the current shot string here, shots 1 to 10. You then have 3 save slots. We've got 3 because of the addition of the rate of fire. It's just going to be far too wide to put everything for 4 save slots. So you can save the results in each one of those each one of the save slots. So that's the screen there, the user shot screen. If we go into the shoot screen, we've got the result in speed and power. There's no rate of fire in this screen. We've then got voice. So you've got to make sure that if you're doing a series of shot strings using automatic fire or really fast semi-automatic fire, you've got to turn voice off. Every time it sends a shot and you've got voice turned on, it's going to read that result. If you're shooting really quickly, those voice readouts are going to be backing up, and you're going to have some problems. So you can read out the speed, the power, both speed and power, or none. There is no voice for the rate of fire because if you're testing the rate of fire, the voice is simply not going to be able to keep up. So don't use it with that. Update and save is a pretty cool feature. With the regular NateChrony, it's pretty much set to automatic. every time you take a shot, it'll measure the time between the sensors, does a calculation on the speed of the projectile, gets the weight of the projectile, calculates the power, it saves that result. So if you take a shot and power down, everything is saved. It will then reach out to any Wi-Fi connected clients, say, hey, I've got an update, give them the update, check that they've got the update, and then get ready for the next shot. If you're doing a high rate of fire, that process, doing the calculations, doing the saving, reaching out, updating the clients, getting an okay from the clients before you go again, you're not going to be able to have a high rate of fire. So automatically does everything, does the save, updates the clients. Manual stops that process. So all it does in the manual mode is to save the results. It doesn't do a save for power off, but it writes the results locally and then is ready for the next one. So it doesn't do a permanent save and it doesn't update the clients, but this will allow you to do a really, really high rate of fire. We'll demonstrate that in a second. We've got the comment field, that's where you set that. The BB weight, that's the current weight of the BB. Just type it in, set that there in grams. And we've got those preset weights. So we've currently got 0.2, 25, 30, 35. You can set those to whatever you want. That's what's going to be displayed on that shoot screen, so you can easily select those. So this is where you pre-configure those. As per the regular NateChrony, if for whatever reason you need to match another chronograph, you can tweak the calibration. We're very soon going to be getting our certification from the Australian National Measurements Institute, so we will be a calibrated chronograph from a master chronograph. And then we've got the usual software update feature. So update and save, let's have a look at that in action. Currently set to automatic. When we take a shot, it's going to update. So let's do a shot screen now. So we've just done 10 shots. We're using 1,000 feet per second. That'll allow us to get really high shot rates because it takes less time before the next one. Also, the first pellet needs to completely exit before the next pellet goes in. 40 millimeters, that's not going to be a worry unless you go over like 1,000 rate of fire. So we can see we've got the 10 shots that automatically updated. You don't want to exceed in that automatic mode where it's updating the clients, one client of a good enough device. If it's a really slow device you're sending the results to, it's going to be slow to respond back to the chronograph. That's going to make you miss shots and get odd readings. So one good tablet or a good smartphone, up to about 12 to 15 rounds per second is going to be okay in automatic mode. If you go above that, above 15 rounds a second, then you're going to start to get really odd results because you're taking the next shot before the last one has actually been sent out to the devices and confirmed received. So what we're going to do now is to do a little test. We're going to turn it to manual mode. So if I take a shot, it's not going to show up. So I'll do that now. I'll do the same 10 shot string. So I've just done 10 shots through the device. There's nothing. I do a refresh. Bang. There's my 10 shots. We can see rate per second. Now, obviously, the first shot will never have a rate because it's the first shot. There's no difference, time difference from the previous shot. Every shot after that will have the rate of fire. So that's how the manual mode works. You need to refresh the screen, do an update for that. What we're going to do now is to push it. So I'm going to do a much larger string and see how we go. So we're going to do, all right. So I've just taken a heap of shots. I do a refresh. I just did 100 shots at a rate of 1,538 shots per second. So again, the NateChrony is an accurate, awesome measuring device. The capabilities are pretty phenomenal. We can see here that we've got a minimum, maximum, average. Bang on, the spread was 0. Every single shot was spot on, 1,000 feet per second. We've then got a rate of fire. The variance in the rate of fire is only 4 rounds per second, 4.7 rounds per second at 1,500 rounds a second. That goes down to about 0.2, I think, at 500 rounds per second. So again, this has got incredible accuracy, ability to measure. So we've just done 100 shots at 1,000 feet per second. It's saved them all. And what you can do now is you can click Save Shots. That's going to save them locally to memory. If we power down, power up, all the shots are going to be there. If we click Save 3, we can see that everything is saved in that third slot as well. We can do that, and then we can do another string. So again, if you want to do some incredible tuning, some great accuracy, every single separate measurement is taken on every single shot, the speed, the power, and the rate of fire as well. So that's the software, the AirSoft version of the NateChrony software. So there you have it. That is the AirSoft version of the software for the NateChrony. So the NateChrony brings you that incredible accuracy and feature set of measuring speed, power, now also the rate of fire. You've got all the accuracy, all the performance of a regular NateChrony specifically for airsofters as well. So if you want to purchase a NateChrony, you can get it with the AirSoft version of the software now. Or if you want to upgrade an existing NateChrony, if it's got the 3.4 software, we can do a remote upgrade of the software. If you've got an older version of the NateChrony, we can get you a replacement board that'll upgrade it to the newest software with remote updates and also be on that AirSoft version of the software. So if you'd like to know more, head to natechrony.com. You can buy it now, shop.natechrony.com. Enjoy your testing.